Ebon Scurr, how pleased were you with Bradford's performance against Halifax on Monday night?
Yeah, it was good. I feel like it was a good turning point as well after the past couple of weeks. I feel like we fixed up quite a little bit of stuff. There's still a lot to build on, but we started to go back to how we were before that Kiefer game.
Mark's spoken about the commitment and the connectivity of the sides. It's very hard to praise one or two individuals. That, to the naked eye, was a full team performance.
Yeah, well, it were a lot more. Well, I don't know, obviously, what people thought watching, but I thought it were a lot more. You could tell there were a lot more talk to what there were other weeks, because defensively we were a lot better. And if you look at the good ball and yardage sets, like percentage completion rate's been like it's miles more than what it has been in the past couple of weeks.
Mark's said the completion rate was about in the high 80s.
Yeah.
And when you look at the conditions, which were really testing and trying, I guess that's a good indicator of just how good that performance was.
Yeah, and the good thing to come out of it is we know we can be better as well, which is the best thing to. Obviously, it were a good win as well, which it shouldn't be sort of forgotten about like that. But we've still got a lot. We can still get a lot better as a team.
It goes without saying, when the conditions are like that, players like yourself, Sam Walters, James Donaldson, Jordan Bolwinson, you literally do have to roll your sleeves up and carry hard.
Yeah, it's just the weather, innit? Not only fancy passing as much in that, but I feel like we still did well playing wise and obviously we didn't give up. To say the weather was how it was, I felt like we did very good to keep possession of the ball and not give away too many errors.
What's training been like this week? Obviously, big derby win against Halifax. I'm guessing it's been one of positivity and everyone's all happy and smiling.
Yeah, and then I think quite a lot of it's building into this weekend and then building again for Halifax again in the Cup, which is a big one for us, as well as every game's a big game, but we're just trying to, I think, take every game at a time and keep building like we are.
When Mark sort of condenses the fixture list and puts it in those sort of 2-3 game blocks, does that help you focus a bit more?
Yeah, well, it's easier to sort of look at it and go, sort of you're looking at that block and you can sort of say that's obviously an important block to win them 4 games. So we normally do it in every sort of 4. You're looking at 4 games and obviously us as a team, we should be winning the majority of them anyway.
It's Batley at Odsall on Sunday. Any Craig Lingard, Batley Bulldogs side is always going to come fired up and put in a spirited performance.
Yeah, well, they're always, like I said, that's one thing that anybody can say about them. They always turn up and they don't go away. You've just got to stick in that arm wrestle with them because they don't go away. They'll just come at you all game where you just can't afford to switch off like we have done in previous weeks as well.
How important is it then after that performance on Monday that's backed up with a similar type of performance on Sunday?
Yeah, I think we just need to keep building and, if anything, give out a better performance to build into, like I said, just build on week on week on week. Not to think about stuff too much and try overcomplicate things, just slowly fix up them little things and keep building, because we're still looking towards having like I said, when we have a good 9 out of 10 performance as a team, it's going to be a good result for us.
After Monday's game, a tough, physical, intense derby battle with Halifax. Obviously, Batley have had the extra 3 days off. How do you, Ebon, as a player, look at that? Do you look at that as obviously you're still battle hardened after that intense game, or Batley going to be slightly fresher having that extra 3 days off?
I don't know. I just don't think you can sort of look at it in that sense, because I think that's when it start playing your head. So I just think we all had a recovery day Tuesday, watched video, chilled out, and then today will be a bit more of an intense day today. So really, we've sort of had enough rest to come back into it, because Tuesday would still be, if we played on a Sunday, you'd do a little bit of stuff, but since it's that Monday, it sort of clashes together anyway.
How do you feel you're progressing as a player in 2023, Ebon? Obviously, you missed the first 4 or 5 games due to the ban rolling over from last year, but it's fair to say, since you have come back, and I think it was that first game against York Acorn, you really have hit 2023 running. It's almost like whatever happened last year has happened, and the old Ebon Scurr is back.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to keep trying to build and obviously try and get as much minutes as I can. That's where I just want to keep trying to get as much minutes, which is sort of where I can sort of come into my own then, because when I can play in a 40-minute period, which is what I want to be playing, 40 to 60 minutes, and I'm fit enough to do it and I'm in it, then lads can do it. I've got the fitness, it's just waiting to get that sort of opportunity, but there's obviously, it's just building into it really. So I'm just going to keep working how I am and just keep building each week like we are as a team as well, but yeah.
Do you enjoy having that impact coming off the bench, 25-30 minutes in?
Yeah, I like coming off bench just because it's what I've always done as well. I think if we check, I've probably only started since coming to first team about 4 or 5 times, so it's sort of like a creature comfort almost. But like I said, I just want to try keep building, try play big minutes. Just bigger minutes so I can get more of an impact on the game, because the longer I'm on, obviously, the more I can do as well. So I'm not all crammed into sort of however many minutes.
Is it fair to say as the season progresses and your match fitness continues to improve, we will see more minutes from Ebon Scurr out there on the field?
I hope so. I don't know, but I hope. Obviously, I'd love to play for as long as I can, and that's sort of where my head's at with it. So we'll just, fingers crossed, I get to play bigger minutes and have a sort of bigger involvement.
When you look at Bart Dunning, obviously he's coached you from a very young age. How important is that relationship to have?
I think it is to an extent. It's just obviously now it's a different environment as well, so it's not sort of what it used to be, because it's a lot more of a, I don't want to say competitive environment, but it is, isn't it? So it's just sort of running like that sort of thing.
And it's not unnoticed that your brother Mackenzie's returned to the club, and he's had a couple of strong performances in the reserves.
Yeah, well, he's building into it. I think he had a year out and he's coming back, so each week he's playing better, progressing and getting his game fitness back, but I think we've still got the best to come to watch him yet.
And it goes without saying, obviously, with this Ben Blackmore and sort of Defogging Johnson as the established wingers at the club, that, potentially, as season progresses, there might be potentially, we talk about George Flanagan Senior and George Flanagan Junior. We might see the the Scurr brothers.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'd love for it to happen, because it's always been sort of a dream of ours to sort of play together. But it's obviously, it's one of them things. It could happen, it could not. We don't know.